At the beginning, people are wondering if they're ever going to smile again, if they're ever going to experience any kind of pleasure or joy. And over the years, it takes a long time, but they do.
It was like being in the middle of a desert with no oasis, no water. I didn't know what we were going to do. It was a cold January day. The police came to our door and gave us the news. It was like a dream, like a nightmare that wasn't going to go away. And there was a priest at the parish where I was teaching. I was told that they were forming this South Side group, and I always felt like Lost formed that group for us, you know, because it was the first meeting. Joey died in January, and first meeting was in March.
Three couples, Maria and Bill Churchill, Carol and Ernie Fluter, and Joe and Elsie Satani, all met at a group called Compassionate Friends. And they formed a natural bond because they each had lost a child to suicide. And so they were very brave in coming forth in the late 70s to, you know, wanting to do something public. And so they approached Bishop Conway to say, you know, could we do something for these families?
Well, we had zero expectations. The whole idea was simply to get together and share our feelings and so forth to just help us get us through.
Father Ruby approached me and he said, how would you like to work for LOS? And I said, I thought, you know, just a part-time thing. He said, no, he said, I want a survivor on staff. It was the beginning, so we were just kind of taking baby steps toward everything that we needed in the program.
The first 10 years, I think it was primarily Father Ruby, Treese, and maybe one other person who were doing all of this. And I got involved because Treese Gump, who was the director at the time, really wanted to expand the program, the services for the program.
Father Ruby had sent a letter which acted as a notice for the meetings. We had monthly meetings. One of his visions was for us to have a newsletter. A friend who was an artist gave me the idea of the obelisk because the ancient Greeks used the victories of the great kings. So I thought that's a perfect image, that's a perfect metaphor for what the grief process is, our victories over our struggles and our pain. I wrote that article about the first brunch because it was in spring of '91 at the Como Inn in downtown Chicago, and we called it Brunch in the City. Expected about 90 people, and 125 showed up.
Herb Hendon was a speaker at the Lost Brunch, and so he came to Chicago and then said, I'll give a talk if we can use the Lost program. The World Health Organization would adopt the Lost model, and that if we would be willing to go to China to help start something in China.
In China especially, suicide was extremely taboo. To speak of it was very taboo. So we were already breaking through some real cultural barriers just being there. We saw their mindset start to change about how they dealt with suicide and how they viewed it.
And the program over the years has just evolved, trying to address the needs of the people. I think one of the keys to the program is you listen to the survivors and see how can we best help them.
So I was actually hired to develop the program for children and youth in 2010 when they received funding from the Illinois Children's Health Care Foundation.
So we have groups for spouses, we have groups for siblings, and we have a young person's group, so that people can talk to people who have had similar losses at a particular time in their life.
The facilitators, I think, really are the lifeline of the program. They are the ones who have the lived experience. They've been through the loss, and they have then been trained by our program to lead the group. So they really are a beacon of hope to new people coming within the coming to the lost groups.
This is a program that kind of has opened its heart to people in need. We let them know that no matter what they're going through, you know, they're welcome here, and we connect them to others.
I think it's most gratifying to hear when people tell you that without you, they didn't think that they could go on, that you actually saved their life.
I came to the LOST program because I lost my dad on May 21st of last year. The LOST program, what it means to me, is that there's other people in the world who have gone through this and I'm not alone. By telling people about who my father was, it keeps my father's memory alive. Without them, I don't think I would be where I am right now. From a year ago, being able to develop into a person who now can go out into the world and be like, oh yeah, I know what you're going through now, and giving support to other people.
I thank God for loss every day. I know I would have made it, but I thought I was going to be in an unhappy world for the rest of my life when Joy died. I never thought I would smile again, and I did.
It's a very sad thing, you know, suicide is to families, but it's very important to know that there is an organization like Catholic Charities that has a lost program that is there really to help people. Experiencing a death from suicide is not going to be the end of the survivors' lives, that there is a life beyond that. And it takes time, it takes a lot of work. And so we just encourage people, don't give up and just keep on keeping on.